Hello and welcome to the IELTS Success Summit YouTube channel. And I'm happy to share with you today about another question from the reading section. And this is called matching sentence endings. And this can be one of the simpler question types in the reading section because we're really going to focus on two things when it comes to this type of question. It's going to be a little test of your grammar, and with some very simple grammar cues, they will really help to find the right answer. And also, we're going to introduce a little bit of using a technique called the process of elimination. So with a combination of some grammar clues and the process of elimination, I think that you can find a very simple technique to help you with these types of questions. And these are called matching sentence endings. So this is where you're given the beginning of a sentence, and simply choosing from the options of the endings you're given, you will match the ending to the beginning of the sentence. So the first thing we want to do is just read the instructions again and make sure that we're aware of one of the important parts of this is that we're given 5 sentence beginnings, but we're going to have more options than to choose from. So we won't be using all the options that we're given. We'll only be using the 5 that are appropriate for answering each of the questions. So the first thing we want to do is we want to read the sentences to become aware of the topic of the sentence, and also be aware that we won't find these exact words in the text, so that there will be some paraphrasing and synonyms to be aware of, but mostly it's a matter of grammar actually when it comes to answering these questions, because we simply want to make sure that when we choose our options that they're grammatically correct. So let's go through how we can find the answer. This is just a quick lesson today because we're going to just look at one sentence ending, but once you have the idea and the technique in place, you'll find it quite simple to apply to all the others. So the first thing we want to do after we've read the sentences and marked the key words in the first part of the sentence is just to read all the endings and get the main idea of the endings of these sentences, because we've gotten the main idea of the beginning and the topic from the beginning of the sentence, the subject, and now we're going to look at the best way to end that same main idea. So we're going to underline the key main ideas of each of the endings. So for example, in A, send Orion twice around the world. So twice around the world is our main idea. State-of-the-art technology. Test the critical heat shield. So we have a purpose in this idea. Check Orion's performance. Again, another purpose statement and idea that we want to match to a sentence beginning. Test the most important technology. And here again, you can see how keywords like adjectives come into play, because we're not going to be interested in just any technology that the text refers to. We want to be aware of the most important technology. So it's always important when it comes to adjectives to focus on comparatives, and especially superlatives. They're often a very good clue when it comes to finding the right information and the key information that we're looking for. And then another very important type of comparative, the first voyage. The first voyage. So when we see any numbers or things that place things in order, these are always important types of adjectives when it comes to the reading section of the IELTS exam. So we've read the sentence beginnings and gotten the main ideas and the main topic, and we've read the endings. So now we're also going to be aware of synonyms and antonyms. So we are not going to see these exact phrases and words in the text. We're going to be looking for synonyms or even the opposite, antonyms. And then we're going to skim the passage. And just again, another reminder that we skim the whole passage, not just one portion at a time, because we only want to do it once. We read every word as fast as we can, and we identify the key words. And we use our keyword strategy. And again, if you are looking for more information and a more detailed lesson about the keyword strategy that we use in the reading section, you can find that on the YouTube channel. So let's just take a look at a portion of the passage, and we're just going to do one question. This is just a brief lesson today, but again, once you see how the technique works, you'll be able to apply it to all the sentences and have success in this type of question on the reading section. So we want to look at the first ever flight of Orion, the first ever flight. So we found a portion that talks about this flight. And again, remember, we want to be aware of synonyms. So another way of saying first ever flight is to use the term maiden flight. Maiden refers to first. So the maiden flight is a synonym for the first ever flight. And we want to be aware that we've underlined keywords like key technologies, reminiscent. Reminiscent is a word that means the same thing, to remind or remember something that's similar to something else. Cutting edge systems. What does cutting edge? Cutting edge is a synonym for brand new, advanced technology. And no people aboard. No people aboard means that it's another way of saying that could be a crewless or manless flight. So we have these things that are going to be clues for answering some of the questions that we looked at. But we're just going to deal with this first sentence today. And I just want to show you how grammar and the process of elimination is so important in this type of questions. Whenever we join two parts of a sentence together, first of all, as we begin answering, we want to just make sure that they are grammatically correct. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the process of elimination and just eliminate any of the sentence endings, simply eliminate them if the grammar would not be correct. Okay, there would not be an agreement with the grammar. So if I start my sentence off by saying the first ever flight of Orion is aimed to, we know that we're going to follow to probably with the right verb, and so if we quickly go through our options, we know that A is a possibility because it would be grammatically correct, but we can eliminate B. C is a possibility, D is a possibility. They all fit in as grammatically correct, and so does E. But F does not fit. okay, grammatically. So automatically, we've just limited our choices, and now we're down to having to choose, instead of having to choose one from 6 options, now we only have to choose one from 4 options. So what we've done is we've improved the odds. Okay, we've made it easier to find the correct sentence. So just by using grammar, without even looking at the text, we can tell that these are not options for this answer. So the process of elimination can be a very simple and useful way to get the correct answer when it comes to this question. So once we've eliminated the options according to grammar, now we're going to eliminate them if they don't match the main idea. So the first ever flight of Orion is aimed to, well, we know that it's not aimed to go around the world twice, okay? It was launched for a short journey above the Earth, okay? And we can see that in our passage, so we can eliminate that. We see nothing in our passage about testing a critical heat shield. That's not even mentioned in this portion of the passage, so we're going to eliminate that. Check Orion's performance? Well, that is a possibility, because generally speaking, the paragraph or this portion of the text is about something to do with performance. And so too is the same with E. E is also a possibility because it could be to test the most important technology. So just by eliminating a couple of more, by seeing that they don't match the main idea, that idea isn't even included in our text, now we're down to 2 options. So it's just simply a matter of choosing the best between the 2. And when it comes to the reading section, one extra tip is that when you're looking for key information, you're usually looking for very specific information. So to just say check Orion's performance is a very general statement. So it's very likely that the answer that we're looking for is the more specific answer. And we can see that E is test the most important technology. And so we want to remember that we're looking for synonyms. We're looking for keywords that match the most important technology. And when we look in our passage, we can see that we've underlined key technologies. And key is often a synonym for most important. So we've narrowed it down. We've limited to 2 options we've quickly eliminated ones that weren't options because of grammar or they don't match the main idea. And so our answer is obviously E. And this has just been a very simple technique that we've used, the process of elimination on 2 points, the grammar and the main idea. And if you use this technique, you'll find that you'll have great success on matching sentence endings, and you'll have success in the reading section as you follow the tips you receive through all the videos from the reading section on the YouTube channel. So I just want to encourage you to subscribe and check out all the other videos for every portion and every section of the IELTS exam. And I hope you find them helpful on your journey as you prepare for the IELTS exam.